buy this truck and I've been so busy with work that I haven't been able to make it into the dealership. Well, Raritan's of Monroe is actually bringing the vehicle to me. I gotta go, it looks like it's here right now, I'll call you back.
Too busy to schedule a test drive? Raritan's of Monroe will bring the test drive to you. It's part of our new concierge service. Personalized car shopping built for today's customer. It's another reason why Raritan's of Monroe is a customer service champion. Let us know what we can do for you.
Happy Saturday afternoon, everybody, and welcome from the Walt Price Student Fitness Center here on the campus of Everett Community College, the site of the final day of District 1 3A basketball games. And if this game is anything like the last two we watched earlier, we are in for a doozy here. We've got two teams looking to get to the regional round, the Marysville-Getchell Chargers, a team that's already made it further into the playoffs than they've ever been in their school's short history. They're going to be taking on the Shorecrest Scots. This season started back in November for both of these teams with aspirations for success, hoping to qualify for this district tournament. And now here we are 2 months later, a couple of snowstorms, delayed games, cancellations, and finally they've made it to this day where one of them will walk away victorious and advance into the round of 16, which will start next week. The other team, they will watch their 2018-2019 season end right here on this floor. My name is Steve Willits, and joining me tonight, the head coach for the Meadowdale Mavericks boys basketball team, Roger O'Neill. Coach, you've gone against both of these teams this year. Two teams fairly evenly matched, and it shows, too. Back on December 12th, they played one another, a game that Getchell won 56-54, and we're thinking we might see something similar tonight in terms of it being a close affair.
Yeah, I think this will be a really good basketball game, and yeah, like you said, we've had two great ones already. You know, it's interesting. You have Marysville-Getchell, who's the 3 seed in this tournament, and they were 8-5 on the year in Wesco play. Shorecrest, because the RPI system, was supposedly the 9th seeded team in this tournament, but they're at 7-6 in Wesco play. So really one game difference here, and like you talked about, that difference being back when they played each other towards the start of the year. So I could see this one going right down to the wire.
When you look at Marysville-Getchell and you start to talk about them, the conversation ultimately always starts with number 24, and it pretty much finishes with him too. The sophomore Malachi Knight leading Wesco in scoring this year. What kind of a player is he?
He is a special player. He's outstanding. 26.5 points a game is impressive for anybody, anywhere. But as a sophomore at the varsity level, to be getting 26 a game is unreal, unheard of. There's a lot of basketball talent in Marysville right now. And, you know, I know he's already committed to play baseball at Oregon State, Malachi has, but he's a Division I basketball player in my opinion as well. They're not a one-man show, though. They have some pieces around him. The Colmer brothers can really score it. So, you know, a lot of the scoring is going to be put on his shoulders, but they are more than just him. And, yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he's able to go out for his nightly 30 tonight or not.
Yeah, 36 points the other night in a victory over Shorewood. That moved them into the semifinals. And then last night dropping a toughly contested battle against Arlington, and that has put them into this consolation bracket. And then we've got the Shorecrest Scots, 12-9 on the year, 13-9 on the year after their most recent victory. Number 27 in the RPI poll, coached by first-year head coach Eddie George. What kind of a team are they? A team you just saw, I guess it was, 9 days ago or 8 days ago?
Yeah, they ended our season last Thursday, and, man, you know, it's a team where, you know, they lose Philip Peppel and Chris Lee from last year's team. And so I think a lot of people thought they'd be down this year, but I was not one of them. When you have Calvin Acker and Antonio Stillwell coming back, you're going to be pretty darn good, and then you throw in a lot of the other pieces that they have. Elijah Johnson, the freshman point guard for them, is a terrific basketball player, and they have some kid. Jack Sims can really shoot it. So they're a well-rounded team, and they've really hit their stride here the last couple weeks.
Unusual. You see not one but two players on their team, and you just mentioned Elijah Johnson, but also you've got a name that's familiar in terms of the last name, Newton Peppel, freshman, also getting a lot of playing time this year. So a young team, and we're going to talk about him here in just a moment. We are now underway. Shorecrest, we're in the road forest green uniforms. Stillwell up on top, 3-ball. Antonio Stillwell with the first bucket of the night, giving Shorecrest the early lead.
Yeah, they quote Mark Jackson, hand down, man down. That man is a pure three-point shooter, one of the best shooters in Wesco. You can't let him get open looks.
Knight getting the ball stolen away from Stillwell. The battle of number 24 so far. The guy in the green leading the charge here. Up on top, Michael Attendido, the 5'4" junior point guard, leading the charge there. Jack Sims, the 5'9" junior guard, wearing the number 3. Attendido with the long 3, misses it. Calvin Acker knocks it out of bounds. Rounding out the starting lineup, Calvin Acker, who we just mentioned, 6'9" senior. Already talked about Antonio Stillwell, 6'1" senior. And then we've got number 13, Newton Peppel, 6'5" freshman out on the floor. For Getchell, we've got the Colmer brothers. Number 1, the youngster, that's Josiah Colmer, only a sophomore. He has the basketball right now. Brother, and he gets the basket to go there, his first points of the night. Brother Caleb Colmer wearing the number 13, also out on the floor, the 6'4" senior. We've already talked about Malachi Knight, the 6'3" scoring sensation sophomore. Shot along the baseline, Peppel misses it. Rebound coming into the hands of Caleb Colmer. Dylan Rice, kind of the engine of this team, the 6' senior, one of the captains. He's also out on the floor. And then rounding out the lineup, Lual William, 6'6" senior, wearing the number 55. Rice, Caleb Colmer into the key. Underhand scoop shot underneath Stillwell, misses it. Rebound comes down to Shorecrest. 3-2 score here with 6:11 showing in the first quarter. Shorecrest looking to go down low, taking the advantage of the size of Aker. Kicks it back into the key. Stolen away. Josiah initially had it. Stillwell gets his hand on it, knocks it back into the hands of William, and then he's going to get called for a travel. A lot going on there on that play.
Yeah, just like we saw in the last game, interesting to see how the teams settle into this kind of high-stakes game right here. Especially, like you said, there's some freshmen on the floor. There's a lot of sophomores on the floor. First time for a lot of these guys being in this situation, but they're really good basketball players. So once they just settle into the game, I think this is going to be a great one.
And we're going to get a travel called on that play. Attendido flying into the lane there, picked up his feet a little too quickly before the dribble, and that's going to be a turnover back to the Chargers. I was at the game last night when Getchell took on Arlington. Keep an eye on Josiah Colmer. He had 3 3-pointers in the first quarter alone. And he's fun to watch, too. He's all over the floor.
Yeah. Again, Malachi gets a lot of the attention, but Josiah Colmer is very skilled in his own right, and he goes hard all the time. You know, we played Getchell before the Christmas break this year, and for a couple minutes in that game, we rolled out a box and one against Malachi, and Josiah Colmer made us pay for it. He can really shoot it from the perimeter as well.
I was talking to one of their assistant coaches, Davis Laura, yesterday. Laura is also the head football coach for Marysville Getchell. Caleb, 4-year starter at quarterback, number 13 out there. Younger brother Josiah set to take over for him next year. Like he mentioned, the older brother even had 3 or 4 years as a starter before that, so he's going to have about 10 years of Colmer's. Says Josiah might be the best one of the bunch. Attendido missing the shot off the front rim, kicking it ahead. Stolen away. Nice defense there by Sims. Picking Josiah Colmer. 3 minutes into this game, we still only have 5 points. And much like some of the other games we've seen in districts, I don't know if it's a rust or nerves or maybe a little bit of everything going on there, Roger, but some low-scoring early first quarter affairs here.
You bring up a good point. Like I said in our last game, district tournament games tend to be a little bit more low-scoring. Then you factor in that these teams haven't been able to practice very much for the last 2 weeks, so there's certainly going to be some rust. And I think, you know, the defense is probably going to win out over the offense with that formula more often, especially early in the game.
Elijah Johnson, the 5'7" freshman point guard who has the ball right now, just checked into the game about 15 seconds ago. 2 freshmen out on the floor right now for the Scots.
And Johnson is usually their starter at point guard, gets about 9 points a game.
And as though on cue, puts up a shot, misses the 3 ball off the back iron. Rebound coming down to Knight. Knight trying to go behind his back. Sims almost steals it from him. Finally picks up his dribble, gets it on over to Josiah Colmer. Malachi Knight into the lane, between the legs, loses it momentarily, back to Josiah, floats up a runner, misses it, but draws contact, and Josiah Colmer will head to the line for 2 free throws.
Trying to get a feel here for what these teams are doing against each other defensively. Getchell there tries to run a little split the post action with an ISO for Knight. Really nice defense there by Newton Peppel, who's a terrific athlete. And what I like about that is clearly Coach George trusts him as a freshman to be their lockdown defender on Knight, at least here to start the game.
First free throw attempt up and in. Second one good as well. Josiah with all 4 of the Charger points here in the first quarter, 4-3 lead.
Marysville Getchell loves to do that 2-2-1, the soft 2-2-1 press back to their 2-3 zone. And with the length they're able to put up top, especially with Knight, it can be tricky.
Stillwell, 3 ball up in the air off the back iron, bounces around into the hands of Peppel. Shorecrest with another shot, Acker down low. Floats it up over the top of William, misses it, gets his own rebound, goes back up again underneath on the left side this time. Another miss, Dylan Rice comes away with it. Here come the Chargers on the other end. Caleb Colmer back out to Malachi. Sets it back out on top as Dylan Rice now swings it over to Josiah Colmer. 7 points total in this game, 4.5 minutes in. As the Chargers of Marysville Getchell trying to get to their first ever state regional. Not going to get it done that way. Colmer missing the shot. Here comes Shorecrest on the other end. Stillwell, baseline spin move, kicks it on over to Acker. Open look, left side. Left it a little bit short off the front iron. Josiah Colmer coming away with it. Dylan Rice looking down low. A lot of contact there. William and Acker. Acker bats it away into the hands of William, kicks it out. Caleb Colmer 13 feet out, rims around, pops out, and these teams cannot buy a basket right now.
Yeah, again, I think we'll see them settle in, and the little come off the hoop here. Malachi Knight averages about a point a minute, so at some point he's going to get it going and open up the scoring for Getchell.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to be the final score, that's for sure, as Malachi can get it in droves if he needs to, and Shorecrest also not afraid to put up a high-scoring affair if need be there. And Johnson's going to put up a floater off the backboard. Not sure if that was the intention, but you don't need to call it in this gym. Basket counts. Shorecrest back in the lead.
We've seen our fair share of bank shots here today. I'm just worried about that shot clock malfunctioning again. The ball keeps hitting the backboard.
Yeah, for those that weren't watching the girls' game right before us here, the shot clock off to our right. So the shot clock above the backboard where Shorecrest is driving to right now had a couple of malfunctions. Every so often it seems to go out. And rather than get tools out or call an electrician, the way to fix it apparently is to rattle the backboard.
Sideline out of bounds play. Malachi gets his first good look of the night. No pun intended, just falls short.
And we're going to get a whistle here. Foul called on the play. Calvin Acker picking up his first foul of the night. Second team foul against Shorecrest. Down low, Malachi Knight misses the shot, gets his own board, goes back up, converts the basket, and draws the foul.
They love that inbounds action. Basically, they put 3 guys on one side of the floor, Malachi on the other, and they let their best athlete try to beat your best athlete just on a quick back cut. Really tough to defend. Misses the first one, but gets the putback and the foul.
So smooth, too. Only 6'3". I say only, but plays like he's 6'6", 6'7" down there, going up over a couple of tall trees to get his own board, and then ultimately converts it into a 3-point play.
Yeah, only 6'3", but extremely athletic and has, he's broad. That's the shoulders of a 20-year-old, even though he's 15 or 16. So. He is a matchup problem for just about anyone in this league except for the other kid that plays on the other Marysville team.
Yeah, an incredible talent, an incredible athlete, and you already mentioned it, one of the better sophomore baseball players in the state, if not maybe the best. And we're going to get in, I believe we called a travel there on the play. Is that what it was?
Yep, too many. I think the shuffle of the pivot foot. Yeah, I never know about those rankings, but I believe he is ranked #1 in his class in the state as a baseball prospect. Already committed verbally to play for the Beavers.
We had him on the Prep Sports Weekly radio show a few weeks ago. asked him, hey, if this basketball thing continues to go at the rate it is, would you maybe think to reconsider? And said, you know what, I wouldn't mind being a two-sport athlete possibly, and we're going to get contact here along the sideline. Said, you know what, baseball's my first love. That's ultimately what I want to play, but if Oregon State wants to use me in basketball too, maybe we'll talk later. He's got 2 years to figure it out. Extremely
rare for that to be feasible at the college level, especially at the Pac-12 level, but if you're good enough, and I think he might be, programs will be flexible with you if they want to use your talents for both the winter and the spring sports season.
And that was the second foul called on Acker, and Acker's going to go ahead and take a seat on the bench now. Shorecrest, their tallest starter now.
That's a really big deal, not just what he can do offensively, but on the O boards as well.
And we almost saw it right there. It enables Malachi Knight to get into the key a little bit easier when you're not trying to shoot over a 6'9" guy. Knight, a very rare miss underneath. Had a chance to give Getchell the 4-point lead and didn't. Opani now in the game for the first time. He turns it over. Here come the Chargers. Malachi Knight up on top. Thought about pulling up for the three. Gives it to Josiah Colmer. Gavin Hippa, who's in for the first time tonight also. Or rather, that's Cole Norton, number 11 for the Chargers. Three ball up in the air, missed. Second chance, it's Adams Taylor also in for the first time. Wasn't able to convert. We're now down under 20 seconds to go in a very low-scoring first quarter. 7-5 is our score.
Yeah, both these teams have deep rosters, and especially Coach George at Shorecrest subs a lot, keeps his guys fresh, so you're going to get a workout on knowing all the names here on the roster for both sides.
That's exactly what we're doing here right now as we're down to 2 seconds to go. Johnson pulls up, fires the three, airs it, and we've come to the end of a quarter where points seem to be tough to come by here. The Marysville Getchell Chargers 7, Shorecrest Scots 5. We're going to take a break and come back with the second quarter action. You're watching District 1 playoff basketball right here on STSPN.
McDaniel's Do-It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized do-it-best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
All right, we are ready for second quarter action here from the Walt Price Student Fitness Center here on the campus of Everett Community College. One of these teams about ready to punch their ticket into the regional, and it's going to be a tightly contested battle apparently tonight, as it's going to be a low-scoring game too if it's anything like the first 8 minutes. Marysville Getchell with the 7-5 lead, also with the opening possession here to start the quarter. Caleb Colmer swings it on over to number 14. That's Chase Showalter. Three ball up, count it.
That's another player on Getchell. Again, Malachi gets a lot of attention, and rightfully so, but he's proven himself to be a good shooter. Only averaging 3.5 points a game, but he could go for 3, he could go for 6, right, when you leave him open on the perimeter.
And there's a name we haven't called yet today, Eladio Fountain, the big fella getting his first action of the night, and he gets a basket there. He looks like a lineman, but he's actually the starting quarterback on the football team, and a pretty darn good one at that. Doing his job to quarterback his way into the lane there and got 2 points. Knight with the basketball one more time, takes it from Showalter. Magenta Adams Taylor also out on the floor there with him, along with number 25, Jesse Dunk. Down to 5 seconds on the shot clock. Not going to matter if they don't get this ball up here. 2 seconds. Knight fires a three, misses it. Does hit the front iron, and very wisely letting the ball go out of bounds is David Jusick. Shorecrest now with Elijah Johnson and Antonio Stillwell in the backcourt. You mentioned Eladio Fountain on the other end. Gavin Hippa and David Jusick also playing on the blocks right now.
Yeah, and with Acker out, we'll see a little bit more David Jusick. especially just on that defensive side, as you said, that rim protector piece is really important when you're playing against a team like Getchell, especially with Malachi's ability to get to the rim.
And we're going to get a foul away from the ball as Shorecrest clapping. They like the whistle that they get there, as Lowell Williams is going to get called for the infraction, his first foul of the night. Actually, his second foul. Ball gets knocked out of bounds. We're going to keep it right here. Inbounding the ball, Jack Sims. Kicks it out on top to Stillwell. I mentioned it earlier. Shorecrest with a record of 13-9 coming into the game. Getchell 11-10 overall, however, came into the tournament with a number 3 seed based on the RPI ranking.
It seems like since Acker's gone out with 2 fouls, Getchell has, I don't know if it was right when that happened or at the quarter, they've gone to man-to-man, and they traditionally play a whole lot of 2-2-1 back to a 2-3. It looked pretty darn good there for that possession.
See if they keep that going. Looking to get Malachi down low. Puts up a shot. Pressed. Didn't get it to fall. Johnson coast to coast on the other end. William goes for the block. The little guy getting up underneath converts. Count the hoop. Elijah Johnson now with 4 points here in the first half. 10-9 score.
He's so fast. Great vision in transition, especially for a freshman. He's going to be a big-time player.
He's already starting to get up to big-time player elevation there.
Yeah, that's true.
Imagine what the next few years are going to look like, especially if he and Pepple can stay together. Johnson one more time into the lane. Whistle called. And before the shot, we're going to get an offensive foul called against the Scots. It's going to go against Fountain. Eladio Fountain picking up his first foul. 5th on Shorecrest here in the half to 2 for Getchell. A little bit of a slow pace here so far tonight. Knight into the lane, kicks it back out. Caleb Colmer. 3 in the key called against William. He's kind of contesting his case. I think he thought he popped out at the last second. The referee saw it otherwise. We're getting scores handed to us as we're moving along here too. Mariner, the Marauders, how about them? Knocking off Redmond today, 47-42. The Marauders now are 1 game away from punching their ticket to regionals, as they will be playing the winner of the, I believe it's Mount Vernon is playing somebody right now, and the winner of that game will play Mariner tomorrow. For that.
Mount Vernon's got Inglemore right now.
So Mariner, a team that's really struggled the last few years. I think 6 wins total over the last 2 seasons prior to this year, and Tevin Dillon doing a nice job of getting his team to play well. Nicely done down low. Jusic getting his first bucket of the night. Shorecrest now back out in the lead, 11-10.
Yeah, nice high on ball screen. Great slip by Jusic. Great vision by Stillwell, and Getchell is just a step late to help there to protect the hoop.
Colmer brothers having a little bit of a miscommunication there, colliding with one another. Finally, younger brother coming up with it. Ball swinging around. Another 3 ball up in the air. Missed. That was Showalter looking for his second tray of the half. Shorecrest looking to expand on their lead. Jusic took too many steps there. Looked as though his mind was thinking maybe shoot it, maybe drive, and in the process, feet kind of shuffled, and we have a turnover.
Yeah, that's he was open on the wing there. I don't think that's a spot he's used to getting the basketball in. Shorecrest doing a nice job defensively right now. They have Desmond Fox following Malachi over the court.
Stillwell forces a turnover there. Johnson, breakaway layup, up and in. Count it. Elijah Johnson, 6 points here in the half. 13-10 is our score. The freshman leading all scores right now. So we are now past the halfway mark here in the second quarter.
Yeah, as you see, Shorecrest going with the box and 1 right now. So they have Desmond Fox is the guy right now that they have on Malachi, and they'll adjust that and rotate guys through. But then you see Johnson, Fountain, Jusic, and Stillwell playing in the box. They're doing a nice job communicating, bumping guys off, making sure everyone's accounted for.
Shorecrest outscoring Getchell so far in the quarter 8-3.
And I think Coach Shu also saw the adjustment they've made. He's going to come back with something to attack the box and one.
We'll see what kind of attack they have. We'll take a break. You are watching District 1 playoff basketball here on STSPN.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Everett and Lake Stevens, we'll help you find what you're looking for and offer friendly advice too. Owners Greg and Christine are all about serving their customers and their community. They support local high school sports and many other community organizations and events. So the next time you need help with your to-do list or project around the house, bring it to Ace. They'll greet you at the door and help you find whatever you need fast. Show your support for locally owned businesses. Shop Ace Hardware just off Highway 9 in Lake Stevens and Evergreen Way in Everett. Ace is the place for the helpful hardware folks.
And welcome back one more time to the Walt Price Student Fitness Center here on the campus of Everett Community College. Caleb Colmer with his first bucket of the night. Senior getting on the board, getting his Marysville Getchell Chargers to within one, 13-12, a low-scoring affair if you're just tuning in. These two teams battling for one remaining regional playoff spot. You lose this game, your season comes to an end, you win, and you advance into the state regionals next week, and it looks like it's going to be a doozy here. Already is. There we go. Johnson, the freshman, finding Fountain underneath the basket. Shorecrest back up by 3.
Getchell goes away from man-to-man. They're just back to their 2-3 zone. And Shorecrest with a brilliant possession there. I think they got 3 ball reversals, then got a paint touch, and Fountain found himself wide open.
Ball goes through Knight's legs. Bounce pass from Caleb Colmer. Fountain coming away with it. Shorecrest looking to expand on that lead right now. As we mentioned earlier, these two teams playing each other back in mid-December, a game that Getchell won 56-54. Johnson 3-ball up, misses it, bounces off the iron into the hands of Caleb Colmer. Kicks it to younger brother Josiah. Nice pass down low, finding Malachi Knight. William goes up with a shot, misses it, gets his own board. Gets fouled, and he'll head to the line for 2.
Not a shot you see Malachi miss too often. He's kind of struggled to get in the rhythm so far in this game. I would not expect to see that continue.
And he can light it up very quickly, too. He's got 3 points here in the first half, as William misses the first of 2 free throw attempts. Getchell now 3 for 4 on the night from the stripe. Shorecrest has yet to attempt a free throw. Should also point out Shorecrest now with 7 team fouls in the half, which means that Getchell will be in the bonus for the remaining 2 minutes and 33 seconds. William hitting the second shot.
See some subs here from Getchell. Malachi is taking a rare rest on the bench here.
Adams Taylor checking back into the game. We're in the number 4 for the team in white, the Marysville Getchell Chargers, and he's going to be matched up against number 35, David Jessic. You can already see a lot of contact between the two of them. The 213's going at it now, and up and over the top of Caleb Colmer goes Newton Pepple. His first bucket of the night, 17-13 score for Shorecrest. Chargers looking to get something going here. Only 6 points throughout the first 6 minutes of the quarter. And as you just mentioned, their leading scorer on the bench right now, Josiah into the lane, spins around the rim, falls out. Shorecrest grabbing the rebound, looking to expand on their largest lead of the night. Stillwell, 13-footer, floats it up, bounces high off the rim. Grabbing the ball is Showalter. And once again, the Chargers will try to get another point here as they seem to be at a premium right now, 17-13. Floater, Josiah gets that one to go, count it.
Nice attack against the zone there to get past the perimeter, and nice little floater before the help could get there. Getchell back to man-to-man. Both teams switching up defenses quite a bit here from possession to possession.
And as expected, Malachi not taking much of a breather. He's already back at the scores table ready to check in, and here he comes. I think he might have been out for a total of about a minute. Foul was called on number 1, Josiah Colmer, his first. 3 team fouls against Getchell here in the first half, 2 of which belong to Lowell William, number 55. Stillwell, 3-ball, had the look he wanted, just couldn't quite connect. And once again, Caleb Colmer coming down with another board. Under a minute to go here in the half. Getchell with a chance to tie or take the lead right now.
Shorecrest hasn't adjusted since Malachi came back to that box. So he's able to work the middle of the zone there.
Knight driving hard into the lane, misses the shot, but is fouled by Pepple on the play. He'll head to the line for 2. Chance to tie the game up here right now. Left that one short. Knight.
He's got to see the ball go through the net here on this next one. We talked about that in the Meadowdale Shorecrest girls game. When you're struggling to score, it's great to get to the line, just get some confidence back.
You can see it in the body language there too, as he kind of walked away from the line there for a moment. He's a little frustrated right now and gets that one to go. Helping out with the confidence level there a little bit. 4 points on the evening. 42 seconds remaining in the half. 16-17 is our score. As Johnson, the freshman point guard, continuing to working the ball up on top. Over to Stillwell. Stillwell picks up a screen. Nice pass down low. Jessic up and in. Count the basket. Are we going to get a foul shot on? Yes, we are. I'm not sure if they were going to call the half shot or not. They were going to say that foul in the act of shooting, and David Jessic heading to the line with a chance to make a 3-point play.
Second time we've seen, and we talked about them switching up the defenses. Getchell goes back to man-to-man there. The second time we've seen Shorecrest go with the high on-ball screen. And Stillwell, one of the best passers in the league in terms of just having that vision. He sees them late to help and gets the easy dump down to Jessic.
Jessic converting the 3-point play, giving them a 4-point lead one more time, 20-16. Shot clock is now turned off. We're at 25.4 left. Dylan Rice, number 22, checking back into the game for the Chargers. Cole Norton also out there on the floor. He has the ball right now. And you got their shooters on the outside. Ryan King also in for the first time tonight, number 5. 5'11" senior. We're now down to 8 seconds to go.
Shorecrest back to the box and 1. Getchell finds open man.
3-point look that they wanted. Cole Norton couldn't hit it in the corner. We're down to 1 second. Stillwell at the buzzer, had the look. Just couldn't quite finish it. Would have given them their largest lead of the night. That's the bad news for Shorecrest. The good news is that they're still up by 4, and they're going to take that 20-16 lead into the break. We've got 16 minutes of basketball left here to determine which of these two teams will take the final regional spot out of District 1. And we're going to take a halftime break right now. Again, the score, the Shorecrest Scots 20, the Marysville Getchell Chargers 16. You're watching District 1 playoff basketball on STSPN.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200 plus national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
You know how I've been wanting to buy this truck and I've been so busy with work that I haven't been able to make it into the dealership? Well, Rairdens of Monroe is actually bringing the vehicle to me. I gotta go, it looks like it's here right now, I'll call you back.
Too busy to schedule a test drive? Rairdens of Monroe will bring the test drive to you. It's part of our new concierge service. Personalized car shopping built for today's customer. It's another reason why Rairdens of Monroe is a customer service champion. Let us know what we can do for you.
McDaniel's Do It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized do-it-best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Everett and Lake Stevens, we'll help you find what you're looking for and offer friendly advice too. Owners Greg and Christine are all about serving their customers and their community. They support local high school sports and many other community organizations and events. So the next time you need help with your to-do list or project around the house, bring it to Ace. They'll greet you at the door and help you find whatever you need fast. Show your support for locally owned businesses. Shop Ace Hardware just off Highway 9 in Lake Stevens and Everett Greenway in Everett. Ace is the place for the helpful hardware folks.
And welcome back one more time to Everett Community College District 1 consolation bracket. Winner to state, loser out. It doesn't get any bigger than that. We've got ourselves a heck of a ball game going here right now as the Shorecrest Scots ahead of the Marysville Getchell Chargers 20-16. Speaking of the Walt Price Student Fitness Center, there it is on the screen right now. This facility, Roger, by the way, until about 3 years ago, I'd never stepped foot in here. It is impressive.
Yeah, this is, I don't know what year it was, they built it, but I remember coming up here for Fall League when I was in high school at the old gym, and nothing against that place because it was good for its time, I'm sure, but this is a magnificent facility. I know Everett CC has a heck of a program going right now, too, on the boys' side of things.
They do. Talking to Mike Trotman earlier today, who they're heading over to Edmonds tonight to play a game. If they win that game, they will have a 3-game lead with 4 to go, and he has indeed put together a very strong program, and why not when you've got a facility like this? Easy to recruit to. We are now down into the second half, and Elijah Johnson driving to the hoop. He's going to draw contact and go to the line. First half observations, what did you come away with? What do you do if you're Marysville Getchell? Only 16 points in the half. Your star player, who averages 26, had 4.
Yeah, and so Shorecrest did a really nice job defensively of their game plan of making things difficult on Malachi. I think, he's going to have more. He's going to finish this game in double digits. I'd bet the farm on it. But and Coach Shue does such a good job with Getchell. I'm sure they have some adjustments here to make sure he's able to get some good looks here in the second half. But another thing, Shorecrest played the whole second quarter without their big fella, Calvin Acker. He was in foul trouble. They get him back now.
He still has 2. There's a 3-ball up, and that's how you get back things on track.
And I know Coach George had that scouted. Getchell's been doing that for years. Off the free throw, they like to go the sideline break. 1 pass, 2 pass, 3 pass to an open shooter, and he's got to be pulling his hair out that they didn't cover that.
Josiah Colmer had 6 in the first half. Give him 9 now for the game. Cuts that Shorecrest lead in half. Shorecrest going to try to build that lead back up. Antonio Stillwell had the opening 3-ball to get this game started. Hasn't scored since until now, and now he's got a chance for an and one here.
I'm not sure Antonio Stillwell gets enough credit around the league for how good of a player he is. He's really good role player for them the last couple of years, with Pepple and Chris Lee and Malcolm Rozier Butler and those guys. He was that shooter that spaced the floor. He's really taken his game to the next level this year. And been a really complete scorer and an all-league type player.
Yeah, we've seen some really nice passing tonight from him in terms of creating and getting some of his players down low, open for easy looks. And it doesn't show up on the score sheet necessarily, but yeah, he's a large part as to why they have a 6-point lead right now. And almost as though on cue, as you were singing his praises, he almost stole that pass too on
that same sideline break off the free throw. Looks like he made the adjustment.
Josiah Colmer looking for his second 3 of the half. Doesn't get it, but Malachi Knight's going to knock that ball apparently off of Elijah Johnson, and we're going to keep it down here on this side of the floor.
Look for them to bury the screen here for Malachi. Oh, they almost had it.
So already we're seeing a little more up-tempo here in the opening moments of the third quarter. 36 points combined between these two teams at the intermission here, and I have a feeling we're going to see more than that. Knight kicks it out to Rice. Josiah Colmer, no-look pass to Malachi at the free throw line. Caleb Colmer now over on the left side, looking for baseline, kicks it out to Rice, 10 on the shot clock. Josiah now back to Rice. A lot of passing, one too many as Elijah Johnson picks that one off. He's going to take it the distance. Go ahead, Malachi Knight, great defense.
Sorry, great defense there. One-on-one in transition, goes straight up, doesn't get the foul call, rightfully so.
It's kind of how you teach it, right? You tell the guys, don't swing the arms, just go straight up. Force the shorter player to make a tough shot, and he couldn't do it. William almost with a spectacular block, draws contact, and Acker's going to go to the line.
Something you've seen, the NBA has really gone really far on that in terms of the way the game's officiated, that principle of verticality defensively, where you're allowed to leave your feet, and still go straight up, and that's exactly what Malachi Knight did there in transition that we were talking about. I feel like 10 years ago that gets called a foul a lot of times, especially at the high school level, and so credit to the refs for adjusting to the way the game should be called as well.
Acker, first of 2 free throws coming up, makes the first. His first point of the night, and you mentioned it earlier, getting in early foul trouble in the first quarter, did not see the floor at all in the second.
Yeah, Coach George did a nice job of playing that situation. They were able to keep the lead, even extend a lead with him on the bench, which is a nice luxury. So he does such a good job of shutting down the paint on the defensive end. It really puts the onus on the Chargers here to be able to attack his body inside or make your perimeter jump shots that you're going to have.
Starting to try to break this game open a little bit. Caleb Colmer doing his best to answer, misses the shot, however, coming down with a rebound. Offensively, Adams Taylor. Josiah back out on top there as he initially kicked it into Adams Taylor. The ball got knocked away, and he was able to retrieve it. Big possession here coming up for the Chargers. And Caleb Colmer really having his struggles outside right now, still looking for his first 3 of the game as he misses another.
Yeah, those were two good looks there on that possession from Colmer, and he's a guy that can get hot and knock down some of those shots. So, both of those he seemed to be in rhythm and had some space. Thought one of those would have gone down for sure.
Shorecrest again coming into this game 13-9, and we could have an hour-long conversation about this if we had more time, but we don't. Very interesting RPI index that's used as there's a three ball. Elijah Johnson giving Shorecrest an 11-point lead. I was just going to say, Shorecrest coming into this tournament as the number 9 seed, and here they are now on the verge of qualifying for regionals. But you have talked about it earlier a little bit as Caleb Colmer puts up a 3, misses another one. And
yeah, Shorecrest is not the 9th best team in Westco.
that's the question I was going to get to. Yeah, I mean, not a big surprise for you, right? That we're here talking about them tonight.
No, not at all. And, I thought in this tournament anything could happen. I think Pilchuck and Arlington are, as you see, Acker with an and 1. I think Pilchuck and Arlington, almost anyone would have assumed they were going to take care of business and punch their tickets, but then you could have told me a bunch of different names that could qualify from there, and I wouldn't have been surprised. And Shorecrest, certainly one of those teams, peaking at the right moment. But yeah, there's something wrong with the RPI formula when a team that goes 7-6 in a 14-team league is ranked 9th.
And you've got other teams who are up in the number 2 and 3 range, and they are, one game ahead of them in some cases.
Getchell right here, the 3 seed at 8-5. You saw Shorewood at 6-7 as the 6. So
Acker not able to convert the 3-point play. However, Shorecrest jumping out huge here on a 12-3 run to start the quarter, to start the half. And the 3 ball up and in. Showalter trying to keep his team in the game. His second tray of the night makes it 22-32 right now, wasting very little time on the other end. Jusic misses the shot. Here come the Chargers one more time, trying to get this back down into single digits. Colmer drawing contact. He'll go to the line for 2.
It's a big swing here for Getchell right now to get that 3 to fall. They were settling for a lot of jumpers there the last couple of possessions. You get that 3 to fall, you get a stop, and now you get to the rim. Breathe a little life back in them, and they're a team that can score in bunches when they get things going.
Colmer's first free throw left it short, hard off the front iron. He's now 2 for 3 tonight from the foul line. And I hope you didn't bet the farm. Knight's still sitting on 4 points, so we'll see if we can get him going at some point here.
Well, not a lot of farm real estate in the greater Linwood municipality, so I don't actually have a farm, but I didn't place any wagers on this game, just for the record. I don't want to get Rick Neuheisel right here.
No, very, very good call, and I have a feeling you still might be right in the end anyway, as Jusic goes up, misses the shot, but he's going to go to the line. 2 free throws coming up for him. Yeah, Malachite, 6 more points in 12 minutes. I have a feeling he's going to get there. Second foul for Knight, though, on the night is.
And again, I think you see the offensive possessions Getchell's been getting this half with Acker back in the game. It's just a lot of perimeter shots. There's not a lot of room, especially when they put Acker and Jusic in the game at the same time. The paint is kind of off limits unless you really get the ball moving against them. And so they're going to have to start making some threes or get a little bit more creative on their offensive possessions.
Both of the free throws from Jusic, good. 34-23 score. 4:11 to go here in the third quarter. Final game in the consolation bracket tonight. We've got our 2 district championship games. Malachi Knight, 3, and there it is. Been waiting for that one, his first field goal since the first quarter. Give him 7 on the night.
Yeah, and when you talk about getting creative with offensive possessions, a lot of times that just means get the ball to the guy that averages 27 a game enough, and good things will happen.
And you know what else good things will happen when that guy has it in his hands? Elijah Johnson.
Beautiful backdoor cut there.
7 points in the quarter for him. He has 13 for the game. The freshman helping his team out to a 10-point lead. Josiah steps back, 3 ball up in the air, left it short, grabs his own rebound, tries the no-look pass, gets knocked away, grabbed by Acker. Here comes Elijah Johnson one more time, goes up, ball is blocked. Number 11, Cole Norton getting a hand on it. Shorecrest able to keep the possession, however. Fan base yelling, you got swatted. Shorecrest, however, with a 10-point lead. Johnson, a little shimmy shake, kicks it to Stillwell. 3-ball up, misses the shot. Acker offensive board, goes back strong, partially blocked, gets a second attempt, and this time puts it up and in.
That's where Acker can be absolutely devastating. You know, Getchell sprinted there, got the block in transition. They played a great defensive possession, and then it's all for naught because the big fella just is so physical and more athletic than people give him credit for. He gets two putback opportunities there.
Playing some good defense there on the other side as he and Jessic both applying pressure to Josiah Colmer. Maybe a little too much there as contact is made. They're going to call Jusic for the foul, his second. Colmer heading to the line for 2 free throw attempts. And finally falls through the cylinder. Thought about it for a moment. He's now 4 for 5 on the night from the free throw line. 11 points tonight for Josiah.
Fox checking in for Stillwell and for the Scots.
28-38 is our score. There's an interception right there. Malachi coming away with the ball, being guarded by Desmond Fox, who you just mentioned coming into the game. 6'1" sophomore. Driving into the lane, floating it up. That was Chase Showalter, and he's going to go to the line.
It's interesting you call that an interception. I have a feeling that Mr. Knight would be pretty darn good on Friday nights in the fall, too, if he wanted to be.
Boy, wouldn't that be something. And I think Davis Laura, who's on that bench right there, again, the assistant coach who is in that number 1 chair next to where Corby Shue sits when he is sitting, which is not very often. Davis, the longtime head football coach there for the Chargers, as the first free throw attempt is up and in. I'm sure he's had visions of Malachi not only playing defense, but offense, special teams, and anywhere else he wants to play.
Yeah.
Second free throw up and in. We've got an 8-point game again.
Getchell trying to change the tempo here. They're going to full court, man-to-man press.
Knight and Stillwell. We've seen this matchup a few times tonight. Fox back to Stillwell. Knight gets his hand on this one, knocked up into the air. Everybody going up for it, and who pushed off?
I think they're going to get number 4, Adams Taylor, I believe. That is who it's on. I don't know. That looked like a loose ball. A couple guys competing for it, but the official probably had a better vantage point than I do up here.
Yeah, the official who was along the baseline there calling it, and Adams Taylor picks up his first foul. Stillwell, layup, left it a little bit short, had to pump fake on his way up. Just enough to throw off the trajectory a little bit, misses it. Getchell with a chance to get this lead down even further. However, Adams Taylor shuffled those feet. It's going to turn back over to Shorecrest. And we've got a substitution coming in here as Jesse Donk, number 25, will come back into the game, and Magenta Adams Taylor will take a seat. Shorecrest having as much of a 12-point lead at one point here in the quarter. Getchell trying to stick around, and we've got a timeout. We'll take a quick break. You're watching District 1 playoff basketball on STSPN.
As a leading builder of new homes and commercial properties in Western Washington, Gamut 360 Holdings has built a reputation for honest communication, exceptional customer service, and superior craftsmanship since 2003. Our 360-degree construction approach guarantees each project is designed and built with you in mind, matching first-class materials with the highest of construction standards. From the planning stages to the final walkthroughs, Gamut 360 delivers trusted, sustainable investments that exceed owner expectations and transform Northwest neighborhoods. Gamut 360. Design, create, inspire.
And welcome back once again to Everett Community College. Steve Willits along with the head boys basketball coach for the Middledale Mavericks, Roger O'Neill. And Roger, we've got 9 minutes and 49 seconds to decide who is going to move on to the regionals, and Getchell hanging around, making this a game still.
Yeah, Shorecrest has pretty much controlled the game so far, but again, we've seen this year time and time again, Getchell, they can score in bunches when they get it going, so I would not count them out by any means.
Stillwell missing a nice 10-foot look, left it a little bit short. Chargers coming away with the rebound. Josiah Colmer slowly bringing the ball up, willing to set their offense here in a half-court set.
Shorecrest back to the box and one. Really nice adjustment Getchell's made against that there. Colmer cuts on a UCLA cut at the corner with Malachi the ball to the wing. He's wide open, and it really exposes the box and one. He's able to drive and score and kick.
Ooh, nice little play there by Stillwell. Underhand reverse layup gets it to go. And, yeah, Jesse Donk gets the point, but really that was just a Colmer play on the last basket there for them. And now back to an 8-point game. 48 seconds, rather, to go here in the quarter. Showalter already has a couple three balls tonight. Over to Donk. Cole Norton with the basketball. Malachi Knight floats it in and out. Couple of Chargers might have knocked the ball away from one another. Shot clock is off. We're down to 27 to go in the third. And they're going to call Stillwell for carrying the basketball.
Another good possession from Getchell on that one, though, using Malachi now as the baseline runner, which really puts a strain on the box and one, too. That's a great look. He'll make that most times.
And how frustrated is it for a guy like Malachi who's so used to scoring baskets? He's getting some looks now, and it's not as though he's throwing up air balls. I mean, he's getting them to come out so close.
Well, you know, when you see, it's not like this is the first time he's seen a box and one either. And so I think it makes his 26 a game even that more impressive. Because sometimes basketball's hard. The ball doesn't go in the hole for you at will.
Unless you are Josiah Colmer, 3-ball up there. We've got a 5-point game again. 2 seconds to go. Half-court shot. Stillwell left it short. This game just got a little more interesting, folks. 40-13. Shorecrest up on Getchell. One team advances. The other one ends their season tonight. We're going to find out with 8 more minutes of basketball. We head to the fourth quarter. You're watching STSPN.
Do you know how I've been wanting to buy this truck and I've been so busy with work that I haven't been able to make it into the dealership? Well, Rairdens of Monroe is actually bringing the vehicle to me. I gotta go, it looks like it's here right now. I'll call you back.
Too busy to schedule a test drive? Rairdens of Monroe will bring the test drive to you. It's part of our new concierge service. Personalized car shopping built for today's customer. It's another reason why Rairdens of Monroe is a customer service champion. Let us know what we can do for you.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Everett and Lake Stevens, we'll help you find what you're looking for and offer friendly advice too. Owners Greg and Christine are all about serving their customers and their community. They support local high school sports and many other community organizations and events. So the next time you need help with your to-do list or project around the house, bring it to Ace. They'll greet you at the door and help you find whatever you need fast. Show your support for locally owned businesses. Shop Ace Hardware.
And welcome back one more time to the Walt Price Student Fitness Center on the gorgeous campus of Everett Community College. Steve Willits, Roger O'Neill. We are into the final quarter here of the District 1 consolation game between the Shorecrest Scots and the Marysville Getchell Chargers. Shorecrest leading by as much as 12 in the third quarter. And we're going to go to the foul line here as Getchell with a chance to possibly get this within a one-possession game. Jesse Donk heading to the line, shooting 2.
Coming out to start the fourth. Shorecrest went back to just the 2-3 zone on that possession. They went right at Acker inside. That's his 4th personal foul. And that matters the rest of the way here in terms of Getchell's ability to get to the rim consistently.
Second free throw up and in. And yeah, more importantly than maybe the point there is the 4th foul on Acker. Donk now with 3 points on the evening.
And now Getchell back to their 2-3 zone as well.
Antonio Stillwell kicking it over. Elijah Johnson thought about it. Jack Sims back into the game, number 3, as well as Newton Peppel. We didn't see much of them in the third quarter. And we're going to get a travel there as Jessic shuffled those feet. Foul being turned back over to the Chargers.
It's a good ball movement by the Scots there. Unfortunate that the pivot foot comes up.
Scores sent in from all over the area to us right now. By the way, the Inglemore boys knocking Mount Vernon out for the season. Inglemore versus Mariner tomorrow for the final playoff spot. Nice underhand up move there from Dunk. 5 points for him, a 2-point game.
All the momentum with the Chargers right now, last couple minutes.
Eddie George, the coach for Shorecrest, is not happy. He is yelling at his team right now, trying to get them fired up. They're watching their season flash before their eyes. We're going to take a quick timeout. You're watching STSPN.
As a leading builder of new homes and commercial properties in Western Washington, Gamut 360 Holdings has built a reputation for honest communication, exceptional customer service, and superior craftsmanship since 2003. Our 360-degree construction approach guarantees each project is designed and built with you in mind, matching first-class materials with the highest of construction standards. From the planning stages to the final walkthroughs, Gamut 360 delivers trusted, sustainable investments that exceed owner expectations and transform Northwest neighborhoods. Gamut 360. Design, create, inspire.
See this happening. Seven minutes left to determine the final regional spot. And the Marysville Getchell Chargers making a game of this all of a sudden, down by 12 in the third quarter. Shorecrest to inbound coming out of the timeout. Roger, you know these coaches fairly well. You've coached against both of them. What do you think Eddie George told his team during that break?
Well, he's definitely a passionate guy, during the games. And as you said before, he was pretty fired up. And I think watching his team play as Peppel drills a baseline jumper there, they play with that same passion that he coaches with. And so I think you're right. I think he's just trying to fire up his team right there and make sure they understand the urgency of the moment right now.
Colmer, 3, and we are within 1. Josiah with 3 3-pointers in the half. Quickly counting them up, he's got 18 points for the night. 42-41. Shorecrest in need of another big play, and we didn't get a chance to mention it, but Newton Peppel on that last basket, freshman with ice water in his veins, hitting that wide open look along the baseline. Sometimes easier said than done when you're a young player playing on a big stage like this. Another freshman, Elijah Johnson, fires, misses. Joseph comes away with it for a moment, gets knocked out of his hands, off of him. Marysville Getchell with a chance to take the lead with 6:05 to go in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, everything right now is favoring the Chargers, and they still have the leading scorer in the league over there, sitting on 7 points. I expect him to get some key baskets here in the last 6 minutes.
Now down under the 6-minute mark. Knight, usually the leading scorer on this team. However, it's been Josiah Colmer tonight. Knight into the lane, scoops it up, count the basket, and draws the foul. Getchell in the lead and looking for more.
Really nice play design there. They work the clock, they get a couple ball reversals, then they just sit. Again, Malachi at the top of the key, they run Colmer off on a little fake dribble handoff action, play action if you will, and he's able to spin and go past his man, seek the contact, and finish. Really nice call there by Coach Shue.
Jack Sims picking up the foul, his first. Knight, nothing but net. 3 for 4 at the line for him this evening.
There's your double digits.
There we go, the farm has been bought. 10 points for Knight. You mentioned it, you'd bet the farm that he'd end up in double digits, even though he had 4 midway through the third. And guess what? We've got a lot of basketball to play, and he could start going off at this point. Shorecrest down by 2, looking to come back and either tie or take the lead. Eladio Fountain kicks it out. Here we go. This is for the lead. Attendito missed the shot. Fountain underneath, ties it back up. 44-44.
And there's going to be a lot of foul shots down the stretch. Remember this game, 20 at halftime?
20-16,
20 to 16. I bet the winning score here has to be close to 60 with all the foul shots that are going to happen here down the stretch.
Ball gets knocked out of bounds. You're right, 6 fouls as a team for Getchell here. So one more and they will put Shorecrest into the bonus. Shorecrest with 5 fouls of their own. 22 left on the shot clock. Knight down low, beautiful inbound pass. Caleb Colmer, you think they've done that once or twice together?
It's so tough to stop. It's so simple, but when you have him isolated up top there, he just gives you a jab one way and goes back the other. Good luck staying in front of an athlete like that.
Attendito into the game again, running the point over to Stillwell. Sims up on top. Back to Stillwell for the lead. Hits it! Antonio Stillwell, he started this game off with a 3. That's his second tray of the night. Give him 11 points for the game, and they are back out in front, 4:34 to go. Josiah Colmer gets the ball stripped away. Stillwell initially getting his hand on it. Ends up in the hands of Fountain. Stillwell, no-look pass. Attendido kicks it out to Sims. 3 ball up in the air, left it short. You can just see everybody's eyes on that bench get bigger there as they thought for a moment Sims might be putting them back ahead by 4. Not only does he not do that, he gives the other team's fan base a chance to chant air ball.
Yeah, and he's a really good shooter. That's, his role on this team. He's a really smart player and a pretty pure jump shot most of the time. That was surprising to see.
Attendido strips the ball away from Colmer, knocks it out of his hands. Shorecrest with another possession, up by 1, 4:06 to go. Fountain, 14-foot floater, good! 8 points on the night for the big fella, 49-46. Don't forget, we've got 2 more games coming up here tonight. District championship games. Malachi Knight for the tie. Left it a bit short. Williams goes right back up with it, misses the shot. Fountain with the rebound. Shorecrest keeps the lead, and they're going to slow things down a bit.
Boy, a lot of contact on that putback from William. Officials letting him play on that one.
Colmer and Attendido getting caught up there a little bit. No harm, no foul. Incidental contact. Stillwell kicks it out. Attendido, the 5'4" point guard, deciding better to not shoot that ball as Colmer just waiting for it, almost wanting to bait him to block it. Stillwell, 3 ball up in the air. Off the mark, a little bit off to the left. Rebound grabbed by Showalter. Here come the Chargers, 3:04 remaining, up by 3, down by 3 rather, and they're going to call a timeout. Full timeout. We'll take a break. You do not want to go anywhere. 3 minutes to determine one playoff spot right here on STSPN.
McDaniel's Do It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do It Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
You know that test drive I've been trying to get to? You're not going to believe this, but Raritan's of Monroe just delivered it to my work. I gotta go.
Too busy to schedule a test drive? Raritan's of Monroe will bring the test drive to you. It's part of our new concierge service.
3 minutes left in the game. Shorecrest up by 3. And more good news for the Scots. Calvin Acker checking back in. And Roger, you were just telling me during the break, Roger O'Neill, the head basketball coach for Meadowdale. Not completely coincidental that Getchell going on this run while Acker was on the bench.
Yeah, they were able to get a lot of good looks at the rim, some of that dribble handoff stuff and the high on ball stuff. And Acker's an elite defensive player in the paint. So good on Getchell for taking advantage of that while he was on the bench, but he's in there now.
Ball is stripped away. Stillwell, breakaway. Count the basket and the foul. Chase Showalter deciding at the last second, you know what, I'm not going to let you have an easy bucket. Probably should have pulled off, maybe even lucky that he didn't get called for an intentional.
Yeah, it was a nice job. He went over with 2 hands around him. That could have been intentional, but he did kind of pull off at the last second and didn't take Stillwell to the ground with him. It's a huge defensive play by Stillwell there, though, and then to go convert on the other end.
Misses the shot, however, they do get the 2. Big turnover there. Getchell with a chance to potentially get within 1 or tie. Instead, we've got a 5-point game now with under 3 to go.
And that's the 3rd turnover by Getchell in their last 4 possessions. Really costly in a close game like this.
Caleb Colmer, open look, airballed it. Showalter comes away with it, kicks it back out to him. Showalter, corner 3. Bounces high off the rim. Knight comes away with it. We're going to get a whistle. And it's going to be called against Marysville Getchell.
And they have Lil William on the foul. Loose ball rebounding foul there. And that's his 5th personal.
Yeah, the big fella out of the game for Getchell.
You know, he's done a nice job tonight battling with Acker down low, not letting Calvin have too many easy looks at the rim.
And And Jesse Donk's going to replace William, who's now fouled out. 8th team foul against Getchell. So Newton Pepple, younger brother of Phil Pepple, star player here for the last few years, will shoot 1 and 1. First one falls in. First free throw attempt of the night for the youngster. Think he's going to get any taller?
Selfishly, I hope not.
I'm sure you have to face him for 3 more years. Second shot up and in. He's already listed at 6'5". Big brother was, what, 6'9", so, or 6'10" maybe even. Knight, baseline, kicks it out. Colmer, back to Knight. Down by 7, into the corner. Showalter for 3, hits it! Showalter's fired up. Getchell calls a quick timeout. We've got a 4-point game with 2:11 to go. Full timeout, so we will take a break. It's going to come right down to the wire, folks. You're watching STSPN.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Everett and Lake Stevens, we'll help you find what you're looking for and offer friendly advice too. Owners Greg and Christine are all about serving their customers and their community. They support local high school sports and many other community organizations and events. So the next time you need help with your to-do list or project around the house, bring it to Ace. They'll greet you at the door and help you find whatever you need fast. Show your support for locally owned businesses. Shop Ace Hardware just off Highway 9 in Lake Stevens and Everett Greenway in Everett. Ace is the place for the helpful hardware folks.
Don't forget, coming up about 15 minutes after our game, the District 1 3A Girls Championship game tonight. There's one of our participating teams, the number 1 seeded Arlington Eagles. They will be taking on the Snohomish Panthers, a game that came right down to a last-second shot just a couple weeks ago, and that will be here about 15 minutes following this game. But first, we've got 2 minutes and 7 seconds to determine which of these two teams is going to head on into the regionals. Shorecrest with the ball. They also have the 4-point lead, looking to expand on that right now as they continue to work the ball around. Stillwell right side. Attendido over to Sims. Down low, Calvin Acker kicks it out. Stillwell, open look 3. Missed it badly there. Everybody trying to get that one. And finally, Malachi Knight coming away with it.
Don't see that too often. I thought that was good when he caught it.
Yeah, he got the look he wanted right there. There wasn't a lot of defense on him. And now Josiah Colmer double teamed. See who they're going to call this one on. Attendido was guarding him. Stillwell reached in, and they're going to get Attendido to pick up the foul. His first, only the 6th foul against Shorecrest. One more, and they'll put Getchell into the bonus.
Again, watch for Knight here on the back cut. Looks like Shorecrest has it covered.
Knight for 3. Flat one off the back iron. Continues to be a rough shooting night for Malachi. 4-point Shorecrest lead, 1:19 left. Certainly not a need for them to rush a shot right now. They want that clock ticking away. Stillwell being guarded by Knight. 14 to go on the shot clock. Picks up the screen. Trying to drive baseline on Showalter. Gets down low, floats it up and in. Beautiful play by number 24.
Great move to be able to get by his man and then be on balance. 2 feet in the paint. Terrific play by Stillwell, and now a steal.
And now a steal, 2-on-1. He's going to take it himself. Lays it up and in, and the foul. Antonio Stillwell putting that nail in the coffin, trying to will his team into the next round, and he's taken over this game in the last 45 seconds.
That's just an unbelievable sequence.
9 points for Stillwell in the quarter, 14 in the half, 17 overall.
So we have a 5th foul on someone for the Chargers. Scoreboard doesn't have it up yet. I'm not sure who it is. But yeah, what an unbelievable sequence by Antonio Stillwell there. You know, that's what it comes down to a lot of times in these big games. And you just have a senior going out there and deciding that his season's not going to end here tonight.
And you talked about it earlier. You mentioned he's one of the most underrated players in Wesco, and certainly not underrated tonight.
No,
that's
I think
sure.
it's just a product of the amount of great talent he's played with the last couple of years, that he was always the third or fourth named mentions on Shorecrest. And I don't think people realize just how good he was and is. He's showing it tonight.
We get a timeout. We're going to keep it right here. We've got 47 seconds left, 8-point game. Shorecrest, by the looks of it, 27th seed in the RPI ranking, so no doubt they're going to be one of the lower of the 16 teams left once we get into regionals. More than likely going to be headed on the road to play a game, and anytime you get to the 3A level at the state, it's always brutal, isn't it?
It sure is, and you know, as you look at it, they're 41 seconds away, and this is a team though that we'll see what draw they get, but this will be their 19th trip to the state tournament for the Scots in their school's history, and it would be the 4th in the last 5 years. So for guys like Stillwell and Acker, this is not their first rodeo, and so they have some experience to draw on if they do indeed punch their ticket to regionals.
And like you mentioned, the Malcolm Rozier Butlers of the world, the Philip Pepples, the Chris Lees, all graduated and gone. New batch of guys doing it for the most part, with the exception, and we do get a lane violation here. And I don't think we've talked about it on the air as much as we did off the air during halftime, but if you're Marysville Getchell and if your season is about to come to an end, you can't say enough about the job that Corby Shue's done this year.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this publicly, but he got my vote for Coach of the Year in the Wesco coaches poll here lately. And, the adversity that they've faced, losing 2 of their, top players to a fellow Wesco school, and then they've had some injuries as well. What a tremendous job he's done with this group, and testament to the kids in that program too. I think a lot of them, or a lot of the league, maybe thought with losing some key players that were on their team last year, maybe they would be more of a middle of the pack team. But when you have coach like Coach Shue, has been with this program since the beginning and has them going, and you have a player like Malachi and Josiah Colmer coming on with a strong sophomore year. A lot to be proud of this season.
I should point out Isaiah Johnson at the line after, guess who, Antonio Stillwell, scrambling to get a loose ball there after he missed his free throw shot. So Stillwell continuing to impress here in the last stages of this game. One more free throw attempt. And don't forget, tune back in later on tonight. 2 more games coming up. Arlington and Snohomish girls, District 1 championship game. Somebody's cutting down a net in that game. And then the Arlington boys will be taking on the Wesco undefeated Marysville-Pilchuck Tomahawks. Malachi Knight missing off the back iron, 25 seconds to go. Elijah Johnson up ahead. This time Knight's going to draw a little contact on him, and Johnson will go to the line. Got any thoughts on those 2 games? Or actually, I won't pin you to the girls' game. I know you haven't seen the 2 girls' teams, but how about the guys' game later on tonight? You've gone against both this year, right?
It'll be a fun one. Those are the 2 teams that everyone had slotted the start of the year to be in that spot, and for a reason. They have so much talent across the board on those 2 rosters, so it's going to come down to the game plan Arlington has ready to go for Mr. Battle, but obviously Pilchuck's more than just him. They have guys like Luke Dobler and Cameron Stordahl and all those players around him. So, but Arlington, they have 3 of the top players in Wesco as well, with Whitus and Gutierrez and Gardowski. So a lot of talented basketball players on the floor tonight. I'd expect it to be a high-scoring game and a fun one to watch.
Malachi Knight misses the shot, out of bounds, 13 seconds to go. You've been between being a head coach and an assistant coach, how many years at Meadowdale now?
6.
6, and then you played for 4. Where does Raekwon rank among some of the better players you've seen come through?
He's the best player. Brockman was right before my time, I think, in terms of just the dominance. Because Brockman dominated the game in a different way, but I think those are the 2 names that come to mind in the last 25 years or so. Obviously, Ryan Appleby was pretty special at Stanwood as well, but I'm just looking forward to having the chance to root for Raekwon next year in purple and gold rather than see him in red and black any longer.
Don't have to worry about coaching against him next year, that's for sure. Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen one of our, we've had guys like Dan Kingma and Greg Bowman play for the University of Washington, but walk-on players. So the fact that one of our Wesco guys getting a scholarship over at Montlake, something that's kind of a rarity around here.
Yeah,
so
and I think he fits perfectly in that system of what Coach Hopkins is doing, so that's going to be fun to see.
Knight keeping the ball, 5 seconds to go, 14-point game right now. Final shot at the buzzer, left it a little bit short. Kind of apropos that's how it ends. The Shorecrest Scots advancing on into the regionals. 63-49 is the score. Eddie George, first-year head coach, spent the last few years as an assistant at Newport, originally hailing from the Minnesota area. And I understand the brother of Devin George, who used to play for the Lakers.
Yeah.
Eddie now heading on to the regionals.
Yeah, we just spent a lot of time talking about Coach Shue and the job he done. Coach George did a really nice job this year as well. First-year coach, and to get that, remember, this is a team last year with Philip Peppel and with Chris Lee that didn't make regionals. They fell one game short last year. And so, you know, expectations maybe were a little lower for the Scots team. And like we said, the 9 seed and whatever formula they chose to use coming into this tournament. But just an amazing job. He got them peaking at the right time, clearly. And so they rattle off 4 wins here in the last 10 days, and they get to go to the state tournament.
Yeah, sharing that moment with his family right now as we see them hugging on him. And it's a family affair sometimes. You know, they put a lot of effort into this too and a lot of sacrifices, and Coach George is happy as anybody. Let's take a quick break right now. When we come back, we'll wrap it up and perhaps even have a player of the game interview, and then it's on to the championship games. You're watching STSPN.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200 plus national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
Anything I should ask you about? Nope. And welcome back one more time to the Walt Price Student Fitness Center here at Everett Community College. Again, the final score, Shorecrest 63, Marysville Getchell 49. We've had a lot of chances to quite a bit of time to talk about some of these the accolades of these players tonight. Any final thoughts from you, Roger, as we get ready to sign off?
Oh, it was just a fun night. I love winner to state, loser out games, and with everything on the line there. And again, I think we've given credit and praise to everyone. It's just a fun day of basketball. But again, congrats to Shorecrest. You know, they had their backs against the wall last Thursday, if you will. They had a loser out game against us, so they had to win that one just to get in. And then, you know, they lost the first round game to Marysville Pilchuck, and then, you know, they had to win 2 in a row from there against Evans Woodway, who's a very talented basketball team, and then against Marysville Getchell. So 2 of the top 5 teams in the league. And they went out and proved that they deserved to be in the state tournament. Yeah, and here we go again. They are once again returning. And we should also mention from earlier today, Stanwood defeating Shorewood by 1 point, a game that came right down to the wire. A Spartans team that's very young, and unfortunately, and I know you hate to hear this, Coach, the Spartans team you're probably going to have to contend with again next year with only 2 seniors on that squad. And then again, of course, congratulations to your alma mater, Meadowdale girls basketball team, getting through to the next round, as well as the Edmonds Woodway Warriors. You know, these next 2 games coming up are a lot of fun, and it's always exciting to see who gets to cut the banner down. But these loser-out games, I think they're just as much – I enjoy watching them and calling them as much as I do the championship games. Oh, I couldn't agree more. I think obviously these games are very important in terms of, you know, getting to put a plaque up on the wall and have that net. But both these teams have already punched their ticket to state, and so I love that moment of winner to state, loser out. Everything's on the line. Again, I think that's as good as it gets. I think those games and then the semifinal games of the state tournament are my 2 favorite ones to watch. So it'll be exciting. Again, regionals coming up next week, and then we've got the Tacoma Dome. Are you going to get a chance to get down there and watch a little bit of that? Yeah, I usually take either that Thursday or that Friday off and go there, and then I might even find my way over to Yakima this year as well and check out some of that action too. No kidding. Well, very good. Hey, always have fun doing games with you. First time we've done a basketball game together. We've done a little Meadowdale football. Thanks for giving up a little bit of your time today to come out and do these games. And
wish you nothing but the best moving forward into next year, and hopefully we'll see the Mavs maybe playing on this final day of districts next year.
Absolutely. I was going to be here anyway, so thanks for letting me put the headset on, and it was a lot of fun.
Definitely. Thanks again, Roger.
Thanks,
thanks to the 5-tool player, Todd Elvick, for all he's doing. He's going to produce the next 2 championship games, too, as we get ready to get out of the way, as Tom Lafferty, Alex Clausius, Buddy Patrick, Bill Kusler, the whole gang is up here. They are ready to go. The Arlington fans are starting to come in. Their band is lining up. So we're going to sign off right now, but you do not want to go far away. Stay near your computers. Log back in a few minutes. 2, not 1, but 2 district championship games taking place tonight. The first of which is between 2 teams that came right down to the buzzer the last time they met. So again, the final score here in our last game of the night, Shorecrest 63, Marysville Getchell 49. For Roger O'Neill, Todd Elvick, and everybody out at the truck, thank you for watching STSPN. Enjoy the rest of your evening and enjoy those district championship games.